welcome back to Yesterday Today, bringing you the best of yesterday's radio today. McClellan and I are back in the studio, sort of rebuilding, repairing everything after the blizzard we had. We had to take last week off because a bit of repairs we had to do around here, namely fixing the window that Willie broke. That was high on the list.
We've built this studio back better. Well, except for that wall, that window, that door is still creaking, the pipes are still leaking. And actually, we haven't done anything but tape over the broken window.
Well, yeah. The storm abated after what seemed like an eternity. It was really only like a week and a half. And things are back to normal in our fair city. The roads are plowed. The snow's piled up in parking lots.
Willie's still out there somewhere, waiting. Just waiting for me to wreak my revenge on him. I will kill that man. Anyway.
Yeah, so we're just taking it a bit easy today after all the excitement. Just playing some of my favorite shows, and the first one we have up is a little bit different from what I usually present to you. Well, not too different, actually. You see, there's a period around the late 60s, 70s when people went, hey, remember how radio used to be good? We should do that again. And you got shows that tried to recreate, recapture the golden age of radio. You had stuff like CBS Radio Mystery Theater, and a bit later on, Adventures in Odyssey. That was that's a piece of my childhood, was that radio show. That was a good one. I think that one's still on the air. That one is still on the air. That one's survived quite a while. But there was a series of shows put out by one Mr. Jim French. He lived up around the Seattle area, did work on radio stations around there, and did his own old-time radio-type productions, making shows like Harry Nile and a new version of Sherlock Holmes. And he repackaged and rebroadcast these shows a bunch, and he was always coming up with new shows and stuff. I really need to listen to more of his stuff, because I really do appreciate the effort he put into this stuff. Jim French Productions. But by the time I was hearing his stuff, it's being broadcast on a local radio station very late at night under the title Imagination Theater. And this particular episode is of a show he did called Crisis, which was sort of a take on like the sort of suspense or Twilight Zone-y type of show. But it was called Crisis. And I remember this episode very distinctly. Somewhere in my 7-year-old brain, this thing lodged itself in there and just did not leave my head for 20 years. Just the memory of this show. Because something about it, man, it came on the radio. It was like 1 a.m. and it just creeped me out. Not really creeped me out. It was unsettling in a way that you want to keep listening, but also you feel like you could get sucked into the radio and it could happen to you. It's I don't know, something about it just really fascinated me, and I remembered the show all these years later. It's like, what was that thing I heard that one night? Did I imagine that? And I just searched up the plot synopsis of it, and I eventually found my way back to this episode. I was very glad I found it, and now I can share it with you. So here you go. This is Crisis. It's an episode from 1974 called Habitat.
Sooner or later, when you least expect it, there comes a point of no return, a dead end from which there seems no escape, a moment in time, a moment of crisis. How many millions of workaday lives begin each day with that most unwelcome intruder, the alarm clock? This particular clock, ringing at the bedside of Fred and Betty Folger, is especially unwelcome. For one thing, the Folgers had a hard night the night before at a party. For another, it's Sunday morning, the one morning they both can sleep in. But there is a more profound reason to dread the beginning of this day, as Fred and Betty are soon to discover. Join us in a few moments as Crisis turns the commonplace into the mystified. In the strange and suspenseful tale we're about to unfold, a story titled Habitat. We'll begin in 1 minute.
Where's the blasted thing that... Oh, Fred, wake up. 7:30.
Ooh.
Come on.
Well, what time is it?
It's 7:30.
What? Are you out of your mind? It's Sunday.
Hmm?
It's Sunday.
Can't be. The alarm went off.
Oh, the alarm went off. Oh, boy. You sure must have been out of it last night to set the alarm.
I didn't set the alarm.
Well, I sure didn't set it. Ooh, my head.
Oh, mine, too.
Oh, look, you must have set it in your sleep. Now, would you let me go back to sleep? 7:30 on a Sunday morning, and we didn't even get to bed till 3.
Maybe there was something we had to do this morning.
Are you kidding? It's 7:30 on a Sunday morning when I've only had 4 hours of sleep.
Okay. Don't raise your voice. Please. My head's going to explode.
Yours gonna explode. Hey, you got any aspirin?
Yeah. You want two?
Yeah.
I'll go get a glass of water. Oh, my head is pounding like a sledgehammer.
Oh, boy. What a way to start a day.
Want some more coffee?
Just a touch. That's enough.
What are you going to do today?
I don't know. Probably watch the ball game. Maybe get a little workout. Might take the bike out.
If this fog ever lifts.
Yeah.
Can I see part of the paper?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's 9 o'clock in Santa Monica. Time for your regular Sunday phone call from Mama.
That's right. It is time, isn't it?
Yeah, 11 o'clock every Sunday we hear from her. You could set your watch by it. You know, I can just hear her out there in her little retirement apartment in California, watching the clock, just counting the minutes, till she can bring her weekly message of cheer to her dear daughter, who's slaving her youth away in Chicago for her slob of a son-in-law.
Fred, will you cut it out?
What'd I tell you?
Hello?
Hello, Elizabeth, darling. How are you?
Oh, fine, Mama. Fred and I were just talking about you.
Tell me, dear, are you still having that awful weather back there?
Oh, it's not so bad. We haven't been outdoors yet. It's just kind of foggy, that's all.
Feel sorry for us because we don't live out there in God's country.
It's already 70 degrees here today.
That's wonderful, Mama.
Is there anything I can send you?
Why, I can't think of a thing.
You're still working, I suppose.
Yes, I'm still working.
Here it comes.
You poor dear thing. You're burning the candle at both ends. I'm so afraid you'll lower your resistance or get mugged working in that terrible city.
Please don't worry about me, Mama. I like working, and I'm not in any danger.
You know, if you need money, dear...
Isn't that really, Mama? I have a good education, and I enjoy getting out and using it, that's all.
You don't have to explain anything to her.
What, Mama?
Well, dear, say hello to Fred for me. I hope I'll see you this summer.
I hope so, too, Mama.
I'd better hang up now. Talk to you next week.
All right, Mama. Thanks for calling.
Goodbye, dear.
Goodbye.
Well, she asked you to come out and live with her in the eternal sunshine of Senile City?
No. I wish you'd take that chip off your shoulder.
Look, she doesn't approve of me, and that's that. She never did, she never will. I can live with that.
You were going on about it at the party last night.
Oh, I was? That's funny. You know, I remember very little about that party.
Very interesting people. Where did we meet them?
At the convention last year in Miami. He's in imported woolens, he says. Well, frankly, I met so many people in Miami, I couldn't tell you who he was or which company he's with.
But you must have made quite an impression on him. To get us invited to his place, I mean.
Yeah, well, he sure pours a heck of a drink. I'll say that.
Baltimore Colts won this one 21-6. Till next week, sports fans. That wraps it up on the wide world of sports. You join us.
Attaway Colts. Man, what a game. Hey, any more beer, honey?
Nope, that's the last of the six-pack.
Now, that was a fresh one.
Count the empties. You had 6. 1 in each quarter and 2 at halftime.
Okay.
You know, with all the beer and cigarettes, this place is getting to smell like Clancy's Tavern.
Man's home is his castle.
Yeah, but I'm darned if I'm going to be a barmaid all weekend.
Now, what does that mean?
I mean, what do I do while you're in your wide world of sports? I hustle you your beer and snacks and empty your ashtray.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forget. You've got too good an education to waste it on being a housewife. Yeah.
Don't be smart.
What's for dinner?
You want it straight. Leftovers. Remember the roast we had Thursday night? If we don't finish it up tonight, I'll have to throw it out.
Oh, boy. Sundays. How I love Sundays. Well, you going to watch the late movie?
I don't know. Not tonight. Kind of bushed, and tomorrow's another day.
Yeah. Gee, all this sitting around doing nothing it really makes me sleepy.
That's right. You know, we haven't poked our nose out of the house all day. Is it still foggy out?
I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. I can't see a thing. Well, I'm off to bed.
I'll be right along. Oh, don't forget to set the clock. Where is it? Oh, there. Okay. Okay, Fred. Open at 'em. 7:30.
Yeah, okay.
Come on.
Okay, I'm awake.
I'll set the coffee. Come on now, Fred. Don't fall back to sleep again.
I won't, don't worry. Oh, boy, I hate Mondays.
Better hurry it up, Fred. It's still foggy outside. You want to get on the freeway a little early.
Yeah.
Hey, Fred, did we or did we not open a new can of coffee yesterday morning?
Now, how would I know?
I know I had to open a new can of coffee because we didn't have enough left in the old can to make a pot of coffee.
So?
Well, look. Here's the only one I can find, and it's full and still sealed.
So what? Will you open it, please, and make the coffee?
I must be losing my mind. I could swear I had to open this very same can of coffee yesterday.
Yeah.
Fred! All right. This is absolutely crazy. Fred, come here.
What?
Fred, just come in here in the kitchen.
Oh, all right. Okay. What's the matter? Now, why are you holding the door to the refrigerator open? What are you trying to do, air condition the house?
Look.
What? Look at what?
What do you see on the bottom shelf?
A 6-pack of beer. Hey, I thought you said I drank the last 6-pack yesterday during the game.
You did.
Then tell me, what is it doing in the refrigerator?
That's what I'd like to know. First, the coffee can I opened yesterday is all sealed up this morning, and now the beer.
Maybe we've been visited by a burglar in reverse. Look, I gotta get shaved.
Fred?
What?
Fred, look at the paper out there on the screen porch.
What about it?
Well, look at it.
Oh, all right, I'll go out and get the paper.
Well?
Here you are.
It looks like Sunday's paper. Yesterday's paper.
It is. That kid must have had some left over and slipped us an old one. Son of a gun.
No, it's fresh. It doesn't feel like a day-old newspaper.
Now, how do you suppose a day-old newspaper feels?
I don't know. I'm just...
What are you doing now?
Turning on the radio.
Where's our nutty wake-up DJ this morning?
I don't know.
Hey, that sounds like a church broadcast. You know? Sounds like Sunday all over again.
That's what I was just going to say. I have the strangest feeling. This doesn't feel like Monday. It feels like Sunday. All over again.
Boy, I never seen the fog so thick. Can't even see across the street.
I don't know how either one of us is going to get to work.
Well, hurry up. I'll drive you to the bus stop.
Fred, turn on the radio again.
Huh? Hey, are you sure that's the station we always listen to?
Yes, positive.
Yeah, they've sure gone religious. I better find us a time signal or something.
Forecast for Chicago, Evanston, Gary, and Hammond. Partly sunny this morning, becoming cloudy and cooler this afternoon and evening. A chance of snow tonight and Monday. Today's high near 40. Monday 30 to 35. Tonight's low 20 to 25.
Did you hear what he said? He said something about tonight and Monday.
I know. I heard it. Guys reading yesterday's weather forecast, that's all. This is Monday.
We get yesterday's paper. Now we get yesterday's weather on the radio.
Look, will you stop making something spooky out of this?
Well, what is it then?
The newspaper boy just left the leftover Sunday paper, and the radio guy's reading yesterday's weather.
But it isn't yesterday's weather. It doesn't even mention the fog.
So? Look, we're both going to be late.
Do me a favor. Call up someone. Call the operator and ask her.
Ask her what?
Ask her what day this is.
Look, are you kidding? She'll think I'm nuts or that I've been on a drunk for a week.
Call. They don't know who you are.
You call.
All right, I will.
Directory assistance. May I help you?
Yes. This is a silly thing to ask, I know, but could you please tell me what day this is?
Well, yes, ma'am. It's November 10th.
November 10th? That's Sunday.
That's correct, ma'am. This is Sunday.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, huh?
She said this is Sunday.
Look, you just can't make me believe that suddenly we live two identical days over again. You can believe it if you want to. But I happen to know that yesterday was Sunday and today's Monday. Now, wait a minute. I'm going next door. The Kendalls think I'm crazy enough anyway, so what can they think if I knock on the door and ask them to tell me what day this is?
Hey, wait a minute. Let me get the TV guide.
Okay.
Let's see what program will be on now on a Monday morning.
All right, I'll turn the set on, and you see what ought to be on.
Another big Sunday of football thrills right here on Channel 6 beginning at noon with the Baltimore Colts.
He said Sunday.
All right, now let me think, will you? Now, first of all, I know Sunday was yesterday, right?
Right.
I mean, there's no way we could have mistaken Saturday for Sunday now, was there?
No. The party was for Saturday night.
That's right.
And yesterday we woke up too early, remember? The alarm went off at 7:30.
Yeah, and I know it was Sunday because your mother called. She always calls on Sunday.
I know.
Well, you just sit tight, will you? I'll go next door. Oh, come on, door. Open, will you? The darn thing's stuck.
What's the matter?
The door to the porch is stuck. I can't get out. Oh,
Is it locked?
No, I don't think so, no. Well, this is crazy. It's ridiculous. Well, I haven't got time anymore to monkey with it. I'll go out the back door. What the devil? What's the matter with you? I don't like this at all.
Fred, can you get out?
No. Hey, Betty, would you give me something, please? I'm going to break down this door.
Oh, no, not our door.
Listen, as it stands right now, we are trapped inside our own house.
But if you break down the door, we can't lock the house up. We'll both be gone for 8 hours, and anyone could walk right in.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Fred, what do we do? I'm scared.
Listen, honey, the thing we've got to do is not panic.
I won't panic. I just want to find out what's going on.
Now, it is possible. I admit it's very unlikely, but it is possible that this whole thing is just a series of coincidences.
No, I won't buy that. I can see the newspaper boy goofing and maybe the radio giving a day-old weather forecast. But not that telephone operator and not the TV announcer.
If I could just think of anybody to call, anybody. Hey, wait a minute. Okay? This will be fine.
Operator.
Operator, this is an emergency. Give me the police.
Yes, sir.
I can't believe it. They don't answer.
There has to be someone we can talk to. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Elizabeth, darling. How are you?
Oh, Mama. Thank God you called. We're having something going on that we can't explain.
Tell me, dear, are you still having that awful weather back there?
Listen to me, Mama. I don't want you to worry or anything, but please, would you just tell me what day it is?
It's already 70 degrees here today.
Mama, I don't care about that. Please, tell me what day it is.
Is there anything I can send you?
But you asked me that same thing yesterday. Mama, what day is it? Please.
You're still working, I suppose.
You're saying exactly the same words you said yesterday.
Come here, give me that. Hello? Listen, Mother, just do me a favor, will you?
Poor dear thing. You're burning the candle at both ends. I'm so afraid you'll lower your resistance or get mugged working in that terrible city.
What?
You know if you need money, dear.
She isn't listening. She thinks you're still on the phone.
Well, dear, say hello to Fred for me. I hope I'll see you this summer.
Mother, listen to me. This is Fred.
I'd better hang up now. Talk to you next week.
Mother!
It's driving me crazy.
Okay. You sit right there, will you? I'm going to get out of this house and find out what in the world's going on. Give me something. This metal kitchen stool will do fine.
What are you doing?
I'm going to bust us out of here. I did it. The front door's open, honey.
Be careful in all this fog.
Ow, what did I run into?
Hi, neighbor.
Who's that? Mrs. Kendall? I can't see you.
I'm not Mrs. Kendall.
Say, I bumped into a wall. Something invisible. I couldn't see it.
Welcome to the club. You're like I was. You don't know what's happening.
What do you mean?
Say, what day is it in your place?
What day is it? Well, it's Sunday. Sunday. But it should be Monday.
Boy, did you luck out. You know what day it is over here? Monday. Monday. That means washing.
Will you please tell me what this is all about?
Well, you see, they simulate a typical day in your life, so you'll feel perfectly at home. But you live the same day over and over again.
We don't know what you're talking about. But can you please come over? Come inside.
Oh, I'd love to, believe me. But I can't visit your cage any more than you can visit mine.
Cage? Did you say cage?
Uh-huh.
I don't understand this. What is that noise I keep hearing?
Oh, well, you can't see them. But I'm pretty sure they can see us. It's probably just as well we can't see them.
Who are they?
The ones that come here. To the zoo.
Well, wherever Fred and Betty Folger and their home have been transplanted to, they'll be quite comfortable. The curator may not be human, but he's evidently humane. Unfortunately, however, as Fred and Betty retire every evening, they won't be able to say, tomorrow is another day. Our cast included Douglas Young, Betty Caulfleisch, and Pat French. Habitat was written for Crisis by yours truly, Jim French.
So, as me was saying, me really firmly believe the hot dog is basically the essential food that humans need to survive. You see, most cultures and
This is
civilizations,
fascinating stuff, Mondo, but...
most civilizations lived off of the hot dog. You see,
Mondo,
the mustard
that's
is
not
like the
actually
glue
technically-
that holds the society together. The bun is like the people who make the
I
buses
really
run.
appreciate you. I really appreciate you bringing awareness to this important and multidimensional and complex issue, Mondo. However, we do have a show to do, so if you could...
Well, we just wanted to point out that our hot dog supply in the break room, in the fridge, in the kitchen thing there, it's running very low. If you want to keep the morale of the employees up in this building, you got to supply them with an adequate supply of hot dogs.
Duly noted. Jake, write the hot dog thing down.
I am. Well, thank you, Mondo, for your faithful service to us, and enjoy that hot dog in good health, huh, buddy? We're doing a show though, so if you can enjoy the hot dog in good health, like out in the hallway, that'd be nice. Oh, yeah. No problem. Okie doke. It really cannot be overstated the importance of the hot dog. Just wanted to make sure you know.
Unequivocally, I agree in every way. I really appreciate. Again, this is important, but yes, thank you, Mondo. Huh. Hot dogs.
He was telling me earlier he won the hot dog eating contest last 4th of July at the local fair.
He's very proud of that.
Yeah, I didn't know it meant so much to him, the hot dogs. Anyway, that complete aside. This next show I'm going to present to you is an episode of Richard Diamond that I also enjoy. It's called The Gray Man. So here that is. Here it is.
The makers of Camel cigarettes present Dick Powell as Richard Diamond, Private Detective. What cigarette do you smoke, Doctor?
Again, that question has been asked of doctors in all parts of the country, doctors in every branch of medicine. And again, the brand name most is Camel.
Yes, according to this repeated nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Here transcribed is Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
It was a cold afternoon in New York. There were 6 inches of snow on the streets and twice that much on the fire escape outside my window. I looked down at Broadway and watched the miserable pedestrians edging their way over the slippery, ice-covered sidewalks, and thought about burning some of my furniture. It was just the day for anything unpleasant, and when the door to my office opened, I turned around to look at one of the most unpleasant sights I'd ever been faced with. Standing in the door was something that looked human, and I use the term human only because I stuck around long enough to find out for sure. He was about 6 feet and well-dressed, in a dark gray overcoat. But his face raised goosebumps from my argyles to my haircut. It was as dark gray as his overcoat, his whole face, his eyes, his lips, and when he spoke, even his tongue.
Mr. Diamond,
Yeah?
I want you to find the man, and I want you to find him in the next 5 hours.
He didn't sit down. He just stood there facing me like a bad dream. I pushed the chair back and got up, as though I had to be standing to protect myself from what was coming.
The man I want you to find is named Carnes. He's a science teacher at State College.
Is he missing?
Would I want him located if he wasn't?
Would I have asked you if I'd known the answer to that?
How much is your fee, Mr. Diamond?
When I know what I'm getting into, $100 a day in expenses.
Yes, 500. Find Louis Carnes in 5 hours and you get another 500. Does it matter if you know what you're getting into?
I never go waiting if there's quicksand around.
Not even for $1,000?
I never like to count money when I'm suffocating.
You only have to find Louis Carnes. I guarantee you'll live through it.
And after I find him?
You can spend your 1,000 and forget about it.
Why do you want him found?
I owe him a debt. I want to pay him.
And why do I have to find him in the next 5 hours?
Because that's how long I've got to live.
Interesting situation? You bet. And that 1,000 made it about as interesting a situation as I'd ever gotten into. I couldn't take my eyes off of him, standing there as gray as an early morning ghost. I wanted to ask him about his color, but in a business like mine, if a client comes in riding a purple llama, you greet him like everybody rides purple llamas and keep your mouth shut. He handed me the $500 and a card with his business address on it. Roger Vegas, 64 West 110th, studio of modern photography. He backed up 2 steps, smiled a slow, dead smile, turned and walked out of the office like he was going to look at his own grave. I sat back down and thought about it for a while, and the little voice in the back of my head kept whispering,
"Don't do it, Diamond. Don't do it, Diamond. Don't do it, Diamond.
"Oh, shut up.
You'll be sorry.
What about the $1,000?
It'll buy you a nice funeral."
Peasant.
Well, if it ain't Richard Diamond, the overstuffed flatfoot.
Well, if it ain't Sergeant Otis, the overstuffed flathead.
Oh.
No.
Someday you'll be sorry.
Well, everybody is sooner or later. Think of what your poor mother must have gone through.
That ain't funny.
I'll bet your father didn't think so either.
Oh.
Oh, Rick. Still picking on him?
Oh, he'll be picked on until somebody plucks off that other head.
What's up?
Walter wants some information.
If I can.
History on a fellow named Roger Vegas. Here's his card. Also, a Mr. Louis Carnes, science professor at State College.
Well, I'll try. What's it all about?
Roger Vegas wants me to find this Louis Carnes. Wants to pay back a debt.
What's unusual about that?
I don't know. Oh, but you should see Roger Vegas. He'd scare you right into a dozen more ulcers.
I doubt it. No room for any more.
Well, the ones you've got would hide. You should see this guy, Walt. His face, his hands are dark gray.
What about the rest of them?
Now, wouldn't you know it if I got to ask him to take his clothes off?
Very funny. What do you mean he's gray?
Well, that's just what he is. Even his eyes. Not just the pupil, but the whole eye.
The whole eye?
Yep. If he raised his collar, he could stick out his tongue, put a tie pin on it, and wear it with a dark blue suit.
His tongue, too?
Even his fingernails, his gums.
I suppose his hair is plaid.
Okay. But if you ever run into this guy in a dark alley, get set to faint.
Well, I'll see what I can find out about him.
I've got to have the information pretty fast. I've only got 4.5 hours to find Louis Carnes.
How come?
Because Roger Vegas has only got that long to live.
Rick.
That's what he told me.
A guy with a gray face comes into your office, wants you to find another guy, and tells you got to find him in the next 4.5 hours because he's going to die.
Who's going to die?
The guy with the gray face.
You didn't say that. You said got to find the guy in the next 4.5 hours because he's going to die.
Oh, well, you know what I meant.
No. Vegas gave me 5 hours.
You said 4.5.
Well, that was a half an hour ago.
Oh, swell.
Oh, I'm wasting my time. I've got to find him.
The man with the gray face?
No, the science professor. Walt, you're getting pretty confused. I'll see you later, huh? I left the 5th Precinct, grabbed a cab, and 20 minutes later I was walking across the campus of State College. Being Saturday, the big school was quiet and impressive as it stretched out over the dozen acres of snow-covered grounds. I located the administration building and found one lonely student working in the main office.
Yes? Oh,
Good afternoon.
looks like it might be. Can I do something for you?
Well, yes, I'm looking for Professor Carnes.
Professor Carnes?
Mm-hmm. He's in the science department, isn't he?
The professor hasn't been on campus since last Thursday. Faculty's been rather worried.
You don't know where I could find him?
No, but I'm through here in half an hour. I could help you look.
I bet you could. You know where the professor lives?
It's on file.
Well, why don't you be a good little freshman?
Junior.
A junior, and get me his address from that file.
Because it's more fun not being a good little junior. And the college has certain rules.
Well, then be a bad little junior and break the rules.
I'm off in half an hour. Might be able to then.
I've got to find a science professor, dear. And until I do, I'm afraid I'll have to pass the extension course in biology.
And if you find the professor?
We'll talk about it.
I'm in here every afternoon.
College hasn't changed a bit since my days. Just jumped into second gear. The cute little junior walked her sweater and saddle shoes over to a long file and came back with Professor Kahn's home address. I thanked her, promised she could wear my gold badge if she passed lunch hour, and took my cab back to town. At the professor's house, I met his sister, an elderly lady named Drusilla, who reminded me of my math teacher at PS 14.
I haven't seen my brother since Friday morning, Mr. Diamond.
And you have no idea where I can find him?
No. Why do you want to find him?
Well, I'm a private detective, Miss Carnes. I was hired by a man named Vegas. Oh, you know him?
I most certainly do. Did he hire you to find my brother?
That's right.
He's not a good man, Mr. Diamond. I believe he's the reason my brother disappeared.
Maybe you better tell me about it.
My brother married a girl many years younger than himself, and unfortunately it was not a good marriage. Did this Vegas person mention my brother's wife?
No, he just told me he wanted to find the professor in order to pay him a debt.
A debt?
That's what he said.
Watch out for that man, Mr. Diamond. He broke up my brother's marriage.
Well, maybe I'd better talk to your brother's wife.
That would be impossible. My brother's wife killed herself.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
My brother and I believe she killed herself because of that man Vegas. My brother found out they were seeing each other. When he begged her to stop, she said that it was impossible and refused to give a reason. A week later, she killed herself.
Have you ever seen Mr. Vegas?
No, I have not. Why?
Well, I was just wondering why any woman would go for a man like him, unless she liked ghosts. I left Drusilla Carnes and looked at my watch. It was 3 o'clock, and I had only 2 hours left to find the professor and earn my $1,000. On the way to the nearest phone booth, I thought about the case and wondered if the $1,000 would be worth it in the long run. I watched part of my last $5 drop in the phone and decided it was.
Lieutenant Levinson, homicide.
Diamond, Walt. I want to know about a suicide.
Otis won't do it.
Professor Carnes' wife.
I thought so. I checked for you on Vegas and the professor. The professor's wife jumped off a building 5 days ago.
What did you find out about Vegas and the professor?
Not much. At the inquest, the professor accused Vegas of breaking up his home and driving his wife to suicide. Neither man's got a record. Vegas is a professional photographer, and the professor has been teaching at State College for the past 11 years. I talked with some of the men at the inquest, and they remembered Vegas. They all say his skin looked pretty healthy at the time.
Do me a favor, Walt. Check with the coroner and find out what would turn a man's skin that color.
Sure. Got any leads on the professor yet?
No, but I got a hunch. I just left his sister's, and she doesn't seem at all worried about her brother's disappearance.
So?
So if she isn't worried, there's a good chance she knows he's all right.
And if she knows he's all right, she might know where he is.
Oh, no wonder they made you a Lieutenant Walt. You keep thinking like that, and someday you might even take over for Sergeant Otis. Bye. I left the phone booth and walked back toward Drusilla Kine's house. I staked myself out across the street in a corner gas station and warmed my blue little ears inside while I waited for the good Drusilla to contact her brother. I was just guessing, but it worked. 10 minutes later, Drusilla, dressed in a heavy fur coat that looked like it should be out on the river building a dam, walked out of her house and hailed a cab. I hailed one, too, and followed. 15 minutes later, I was back on the campus of State College. I watched her get out, walk around back of one of the buildings, knock on a door. She waited until someone opened it, and then she disappeared inside. I tried the door, but it was locked again. So I toured the building. The front door was locked, too. I set to work trying to pick the lock. I broke a Boy Scout knife, half a dozen fingernails, and several bobby pins that for some strange reason had found their way into my coat pocket. So I did the next best thing. I went back to the door that Drusilla had entered earlier and waited. 5 frozen minutes later, the door opened and I stood there facing Drusilla while her look melted every icicle within 10 feet. Standing directly behind her was a small man, his breath showing clearly against the cold air, coming in short gasps.
Drusilla.
It's all right, Louis. What do you want, Mr. Diamond?
Nothing now, Miss Carnes. I've found it.
Is that the man, Drusilla?
Yes. He's a detective. Vegas hired him.
It's all right, Drusilla. If Vegas wants to find me, I'm tired of hiding. Tell Vegas that I'll be waiting here, young man.
Louis, you know what he'll do.
It's all right. Vegas knows he's only got a few hours left.
Has that strange color of his skin got something to do with it?
Yes.
Have you seen him since the inquest, Professor?
No.
Well, that's funny. How did you know about his skin and that he only has a few hours left to live?
Before we continue with Richard Diamond, here's an important question.
What do you look for in a cigarette? Well, most people say flavor and mildness. Those are two things you'll find in Camels. No other cigarette has Camel's rich, full flavor, the flavor of costly tobaccos, properly aged and expertly blended.
And no other cigarette gives you this conclusive evidence of mildness. In a coast-to-coast test, hundreds of people smoked only Camels for 30 days. Each week, noted throat specialists examined the throats of these smokers and reported not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking Camels.
Yes, that's proof of mildness, based on day-in, day-out smoking, not just a sniff or a puff.
Make your own 30-day Camel mildness test, the sensible test, the thorough test. You'll enjoy Camel's rich, full flavor from first puff to last. You'll see just how mild Camels are, and you'll know why more people smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
How mild,
how mild, how mild, how mild can a cigarette be?
Make the Camel 30-day test and you'll see.
Smoke Camels and see.
And now back to Richard Diamond, Private Detective, starring Dick Powell.
Well, I'd found the professor, and the $1,000 was close to being mine. All I had to do was notify Vegas and collect. Even the professor guaranteed to help by staying and waiting for Vegas. But something was wrong. Standing there in the snow, looking at the timid professor, something began to smell to high heaven. I turned and walked away. Even if the professor was going to run, what was I supposed to do? Carry him piggyback until I located my dying client? The 1,000 was important, but there was a lot more that had to be solved in a hurry. I went back to town and over to the photography shop run by Roger Vegas.
Yeah. Is there something?
What's the matter?
Huh? Oh, nothing. Nothing. Can I do something for you?
I'm looking for Roger Vegas.
Oh, he ain't in. Ain't I seen you someplace?
You might have. I move around. Where can I find Vegas?
He ain't here.
I know he ain't. Where can I find him?
Home, I guess. Home.
That would be somewhere in New York, huh?
I ain't supposed to give out the address. Who wants him?
I do, and I ain't supposed to give out the name.
You're pretty sharp. Sharp guy, huh?
Tell him to call Richard Diamond.
Richard
Diamond. My family thought it up.
Okay.
You know me now?
No. No, I was mistaken.
Well, I'm surprised. I sent you to Sing Sing 10 years ago.
The professor's hiding in the school?
That's right, Walt. In the basement of the science building. I just left Roger Vegas's photography shop, and guess who was working there?
Who?
George Youngwell.
Youngwell? The guy you sent up on that blackmail rap?
10 years ago.
Well, I knew he was out, but I haven't heard anything about him in a couple of years.
Well, he's working for Vegas.
Must be keeping his nose clean.
Oh, I've seen cleaner noses on pigs.
Somebody want me?
No, what is it, you melon head?
Well, gee, don't yell at me like that. I got something more than Roger Vegas.
Well, do you want to hand it to me, or would you just like to stand there and throw it?
Oh. Gee, I wish you'd stay away from Diamond. Every time you see him, you get meaner and meaner.
Come on, what do you got?
Here. Ain't nothing much. Robbery detail come up with it.
Huh. That photography shop was broken into this morning, Rick.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, burglary got some prints on the windows. Belongs to some guy named Carnes.
Carnes?
Yeah. Says here, checked prints with State License Bureau. Prints belong to one Louis Carnes, professor of science at State College.
I'll see you later.
Rick?
Yeah?
I nearly forgot. I checked with the coroner. Told him about the color of Vegas's skin. He said that it could only be caused by a strong dose of silver salts.
Silver salts?
Poisoning known as pyrinia. Pyrinnia.
Silver salts.
Uh-huh.
They use that in a photography shop.
Coroner said a man would have to drink about 30 grains for a fatal dosage. That's quite a bit.
He tell you how long he'd live?
Yeah, anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, according to the dosage. First, the victim turns gray, then green.
About what time was that photography shop broken into, Walt?
Oh, sometime before 9 this morning, before they opened up.
Thanks.
Where you going?
Going to talk to George Youngwell and then find out if my gray client has turned green yet. Hello, George.
I told him, Diamond. I told him you wanted to see him. He said he was going over to your office.
Well, thanks.
Look, what are you looking at me like that for? I'm going straight now.
Swell.
I got a good job, see? Legit. I don't want no trouble.
I don't blame you.
Okay. Mr. Vegas has gone over to your place. Why don't you go meet him, huh?
Plenty of time.
Look, he's in a hurry. He's got a big trouble, and he's got to take care of it in a hurry.
Yeah, I know. He's got about an hour.
Well, go on. He paid you, didn't he?
What do you do around here, George?
Now, listen, you. I know my rights. I'm clean. I don't know what you're trying to prove, but I don't buy none of it. Now, get out of here, or I'll call a straight cop.
You know why Vegas is going to die in an hour, George?
Yeah. No, I don't. If I did, I don't have to tell you nothing. Nothing, see?
Maybe you know why he wants to find the professor.
No.
Maybe you knew the professor's wife.
No.
Maybe you know why she got killed.
No. Get out of here, Diamond. Get out. I'm clean. I'm legit now.
Yeah, like a tub of mud.
What do you mean?
I want you to tell me about Vegas.
What about him? He owns the shop, that's all. He makes pictures.
What else does he do?
Nothing that I know of. What else he does, I don't know about. What are you doing? Get away from me.
I want to know all about it, George. I think I know most of it. I want to know the rest.
No, I don't know. No, get away.
I'm not a cop anymore, remember? I don't have to play the rules.
You can't scare me. You won't get rough. You ain't a cop. It's right to lock you up if you get rough. Get away.
I want to know why the professor's wife got killed.
I don't know. I swear I don't know. She jumped. She jumped off the building.
I thought you said you didn't know.
Get away. No, please.
I could figure everything but the wife. If she jumped, she had to have a reason. When I saw you, George, I got the idea.
Please.
Blackmail, maybe, George.
I'm legit. I told you I'm working here.
Blackmail with pictures, maybe?
No.
The dirtiest racket in the business.
Diamond, no.
You're going to tell me, George, I wish you were dead.
I'm not telling you anything.
Blackmail's the dirtiest racket I can think of.
No, please.
If Vegas finds the professor, he'll kill him. I've got an hour to stop a murder.
Okay. We were blackmailing the wife.
Phony pictures?
Yeah.
How many others? How many others?
A lot of them. Lots.
Okay, George. Let's get down to the station. I hate to get in the rut, but I'm going to see that you get another 10 years. I hauled George Youngwell down to the precinct and went back to see the professor. He gave me some very interesting information. Interesting enough to make me call Walt and set up a plan. Then I went back to my office. When I walked in, I found Roger Vegas facing me. He turned an ugly shade of green, all but the gun in his hand.
Where is he, Diamond? I've got less than an hour.
I just left George Youngwell at the 5th Precinct. He's singing like a quartet.
I thought that would happen, but I'm not worried.
You've got perennial poisoning, huh?
That's right.
You've had it for about 7.5 hours, ever since the professor broke into your store and made you drink the silver salts.
Yes.
He was getting even for his wife.
I've got about 40 minutes to live. Where is he?
Well, if you're short on time, maybe you'd better start looking.
No, I don't think so. You're going to show me.
No, I don't think so.
I can't argue. I guess you won't live through it after all.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. Let's not lose our heads. He's at the college.
Don't lie to me.
He's in the science building, in the basement.
You're coming along. It'll take 30 minutes to get there. If you're lying, I've got 5 minutes left to kill you. I think that's plenty of time.
The professor's in this building.
Is it open?
It should be.
Go ahead. Stop. I can't see anything.
The lights are out.
If you're lying to me, Diamond, if he's not here...
He's here.
Call him.
Okay. Oh, Professor! Professor Carnes!
Yes?
Oh.
He's in the back room.
Tell him to come in.
Will you come in here, Professor?
Who is it?
It's Diamond.
The detective?
Get him in here.
Yes, Professor.
All right. Yes, what is it, Mr. Diamond?
Hello, Professor.
Vegas.
Yes. Surprise.
No, I knew you'd hired this detective. I knew you'd come.
Not too late, eh? All right, Professor. I've got but 5 minutes, so you're going to die before me.
You're a pretty terrible man.
Look who's talking. Break into my store, pull a gun on me, make me drink that stuff. You're a killer and you're going to pay for it.
I'm not a killer yet.
I haven't got the time to talk about it.
You won't get away with it.
You think you pulled it off just great, don't you? Well, I'm not only going to kill you, but I'm going to tell you something. I want to see how you take it. I got a little additional revenge, Professor. Your wife didn't jump. I pushed her.
I don't believe it.
She was going to stop paying me. Going to tell you about the pictures I was blackmailing her with. Well, I couldn't have that. So I pushed her off the roof.
That's all I wanted to know, Vegas.
What do you mean?
Walt. Very nice, Lieutenant Levinson. Here's his gun.
Thank you, Mr. Diamond. Get up, Vegas.
You cheated me. But you've got to take him. He made me drink this stuff.
Oh, relax. You're going to be all right.
You're crazy. I'm going to die, but he'll be the murderer. It's a little satisfaction anyway. You'll hang, Professor.
Tell him, Professor.
You lose all the way around, Vegas.
What do you mean?
It takes 30 grains of silver salts to be fatal. I only gave you 15.
No.
In another few hours, you'll return to your natural color.
No. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Don't be so unhappy, Vegas. You tried so hard to die, I think the state will do everything they can to see that you make it.
Dick Powell will return in just a minute. More people smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
And among the millions of Camel smokers are many stars who know the importance of mildness in a cigarette because their voices are their living. Our own Dick Powell has been a Camel smoker for a good long time. Is that right, Dick?
Yes, it is, Ed, and I'm smoking one right now.
Well, you're in good company. Among other stars who smoke Camels are John Wayne, Risa Stevens, Ezio Pinza, Martha Tilton, and so on. Friends, find out for yourself how mild and flavorful a cigarette can be. Make the Camel 30-day test, and you'll know why more people smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
How mild,
How mild, how mild, how mild can a cigarette be?
Take the Camel 30-day test and you'll see.
Smoke Camels and see.
Here's Dick Powell with a special message.
Thank you. You know, ladies and gentlemen, no one deserves our appreciation more than the hospitalized men and women of our armed forces. As a tribute to them, the Camel people send gift cigarettes each week to servicemen's and veterans' hospitals in this country and also to overseas where our fighting men are hospitalized. This week, Camels go to veterans' hospitals, American Lake, Washington, and Fort Bayard, New Mexico, U.S. Army Station Hospital, Camp Stoneman, California, U.S. Naval Hospital Ship, Repose. Now, until next week, enjoy Camels. I always do.
Dick Powell will soon be seen in the RKO picture Cry Danger. Tonight's adventure of Richard Diamond was written by Blake Edwards with music by Frank Worth. Our director is Helen Mack. Featured in tonight's cast were Virginia Gregg, Wilms Herbert, and Arthur Q. Bryan.
Cindy Snorthoff, come in here, please.
Heidi-ho, boss man. What you want from me?
Is this your friend, this guy in the corner over here?
Oh, yep. Yeah, that's Clyde. That's Clyde.
Yeah, what's Clyde doing here?
Oh, I asked him to come over for the afternoon. We're kind of putting together a new online forum for our little project.
Project?
What little project?
Oh, I'll let Clyde explain it to you. Clyde, give him the lowdown.
Well, you see, gents, me and Cindy here, we're starting a little mythological creature hunting forum here.
Mythological creatures, like what, like Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, that kind of thing?
No, not the ones that are confirmed to exist. We're going after something a bit more mysterious. The Florida dog ape, for instance. The Kentucky swamp rat. The Louisiana Cajun bird. And, of course, there's always the North Dakota night terror. Those sort of ones that aren't quite confirmed just yet.
Yeah, Clyde and I are really on the cutting edge of going after those, less popular cryptids, as they're called in our little community. So if you don't mind us, we're gonna be strategizing here for a bit.
I mind. I'm very much mind. I 100% mind.
You don't have to worry about this at all. We're not strategizing to catch these guys. We're strategizing on setting up an online forum to aid the entire group in catching these creatures.
It's really our gift to the community, as it were.
That is truly selfless.
It really is. So, have you ever actually seen or captured any of these creatures, you guys?
Well, if we had, then we wouldn't need the forum, as it were.
He's got you there, Jake.
Well, you guys, whatever floats your boat, you go off and do that, I suppose, as long as it doesn't interfere with us here. Up next, we have Fibber McGee and Molly.
You think I would be floating a boat with the swamp rat fish swimming around? I don't think so.
Naturally. Fibber McGee and Molly.
The Pet Milk Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The first evaporated milk, Pet Milk, presents Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick LeGrand, Ken Christie, Peggy Weber, Gil Stratton Jr., Tyler McVeigh, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. In most families, morning's a pretty hectic time with breakfast to fix, husband and youngsters to get off to work and to school. And when the house is quieted down again, that's when you really enjoy a good cup of coffee. And morning after morning, you'll enjoy that coffee more when you use Pet evaporated milk instead of cream. You see, Pet milk is good, sweet country milk with more than half the water removed. So it's just the right consistency for coffee. No doubt about it, Pet milk gives coffee the creamy color and fine, mellow flavor most folks like best. But there are two things Pet milk does not do that are important, too. One, Pet milk doesn't add to coffee the number of fattening calories cream does. And two, Pet milk doesn't cost nearly as much as cream. In fact, it costs less than half as much. If you're still using expensive cream in coffee, how about switching to Pet milk? Once you try it, you'll know why millions of coffee lovers who used to use cream now use Pet evaporated milk. Well, here's a typical breakfast table trio: Mr. McGee, Mrs. McGee, and the Wistful Vista Gazette. The head of the household is reading the news, while her husband is busy eating. As we join Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
Pass the biscuits, Molly. What's in the morning paper that you can read without getting upset? Anything?
Well, now, here's an interesting headline.
Mm-hmm.
It says, lower income taxes.
Yeah?
Impossible, says Senator.
Oh. Skip the biscuits. I just lost my appetite.
Oh, here's a funny one, McGee. You know the new highway they're working on?
Yeah?
It says they were clearing away the brush out there yesterday, and they found an old abandoned statue all overgrown with undergrowth.
Well, people throw away the statue. Where? Whereabouts? They find it. Where?
Oh, out past the end of Oak Street. There's a picture of it right here.
Let me see that. Oh, my gosh. That's him, Molly. They found the statue of Uncle Buckshot McGee. Yeah. I was the only guy that knew it was there. Oh, just look at him, Molly. Good old Uncle Buckshot.
Who is he? Or was he?
Who is he or was he? What? My gosh, Molly, Uncle Buckshot McGee was the greatest hero in the entire history of my family.
That's a very modest claim.
Betcha. My folks had a million stories about old Uncle Buck.
Any of them true?
I never asked. He done everything, Uncle Buck did. He was an Indian scout and a buffalo hunter. He fought in the Civil War. He hunted gold in the gold rush.
Really? In California?
Right. They say that when Uncle Buck went out there in 1849, all he owned in the world was 50 cents and a case of hay fever. But when he came back 4 years later, he had entirely got rid of the 50 cents.
Well, he sounds like a fascinating figure, all right.
Yep, I found that statue last fall, Molly. I kept it quiet because I've been saving it to donate it to the city this summer when we have Pioneer Day, see? I figure they can move it to the City Hall lawn.
Say, that's a wonderful idea, McGee. This is exciting.
Well, I'll say it is. It ain't everybody that has a statue of an ancestor of his that he was one of the greatest pioneers anybody ever saw sitting on the City Hall lawn. Why, when Latrivia hears about Uncle Buckshot McGee, hand me the phone.
Here.
Thanks. Hello, operator. Give me the City Hall. Mayor Latrivia's office. That you, Mert?
Oh, dear.
How's every little thing, Mert? Is, eh? What's say, Mert? Your brother. Out at Dugan's Lake diving for pearls.
What's he going to do, make a necklace?
No, Mert and her sister dropped their purses off the dock. They found Mertz and brought it up, but they're still diving for pearls. What's say, Mert? Oh, okay. The Trivia's phone's busy. Grab your hat. Let's go down to the City Hall.
Good.
Come on, let's go down. And so, Latrivia, on behalf of the great pioneer family of McGee, I'm going to donate to the city of Wistful Vista my Uncle Buckshot McGee his statue.
I appreciate the offer very much, McGee, but on behalf of the city, no thank you. Now,
hey, wait a minute. What do you mean, no thank you?
He means he doesn't want it, dearie.
Yeah, but look here. Maybe you didn't understand, Homer. This is Buckshot McGee, the great pioneer I'm talking about. He was the real McGee, boy. He was the type of guy that him and his ilk built this country.
Him and his brother ilks, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. But much as I'd like to do this... Oh, pardon me. Yes, Miss Merkel?
The man is here with the cigars you ordered, Mr. Mayor.
Send him in. I appreciate your offer of the statue, McGee, but we already have a statue. In fact, the City Hall lawn is loaded with statues. I'm sorry, but there's no
There's
more...
your cigars, Mayor. I was coming over, so... hello there, kid.
Hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Hi, old-timer. Now, look, Latrivia. My Uncle Buck was one of the founders of this great nation of ours.
Yes, I'm sure he was, but...
A real patriot. Who do you think come out to this country on a borrowed mule with a hat full of glass beads and traded the Indians out of this whole state?
Let's keep my grandfather out of this.
I'm not talking about your grandfather. I'm talking about a real pioneer. That statue was a hero, boy.
Statue?
Yeah. How can you call yourself a true American, Latrivia, and refuse
Hey,
to...
speaking of statues, kids, they found one out by the highway yesterday. Feller with a long rifle, a worried look, and 4 foot of ivy growing out of his ears.
Yeah, we know.
That's McGee's uncle.
Nah.
Now, look, McGee, I appreciate your barging in here without an appointment when my desk is loaded with work and offering to
By
give me
George, the voters ought to hear about this.
Yes, I'm sure they will, McGee. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really must get to work.
Oh, giving me the bum's rush, eh?
Yes, I am.
Oh, quit pushing
Matter of fact, I think the Highway Department plans to use a bulldozer on that statue this afternoon.
Oh,
so
yeah. Well, we'll see about that. All I got to say, Latrivia, is that by George, the voters of this town...
Don't look now, Johnny, but we're out in the hall.
Lonesome, too, isn't it?
So, he wants a battle, does he? Okay, I'll give it to him, a battle. This is a fight to the finish. A fight for the honor of the American pioneer. Molly.
Yes, sir.
You go call the newspapers.
Yes, sir.
Old-timer.
Yes, sir.
Get down to the telegraph office. Wire the governor. Wire the highway department. Wire the White House.
Yes, sir.
Better wire Eisenhower, too, just in case. Molly, where's my old Army uniform?
Why, it's at home in the attic, but...
All right, now you all know your assignments. I'll meet you at the statue. In uniform.
Yes, sir.
Hold fast, Uncle Buckshot. McGee is on the way.
Billy Mills in the orchestra and Arden Miller.
Nice of you to drive me out here, Ole. Well, that must be the statue over there.
That's the funniest looking little hunk of yunk I ever seen. Hey, that's McGee. I was looking at the wrong statue.
Yoo-hoo, McGee. How's it going?
Oh, okay so far, kiddo. Them highway guys ain't even seen me yet. They're still eating lunch up the road there. Hi, Ole.
Well, hello, McGee.
So that's the statue, huh?
Yeah, that's him, boy. A true pioneer. The real McGee.
Looks like quite a fella.
Yeah.
Drink a lot, did he?
Drink?
Sure, he looks pretty tipsy to me.
He's tilted like the pinball game at the Elks Club, McGee.
No, he was that way when I found him last fall. And if you'd have been standing in one spot for 90 years with a family of gophers living under your northeast corner, you'd tilt a little too.
That's a very interesting uniform you got on there, McGee. Which army is that?
Well, that's several of them, Ole. The puttees and the coat are from the First World War. The air raid warden's helmet is from the Second World War. And the pants are from Joe's riding stables.
Well, don't worry. Them highway guys will know I mean business.
Well, the old-timer was telling at the Elks Club about it, McGee, and some of the fellas get pretty excited.
Good.
Old man McDonald from the bank, he says any statue of your family, they shouldn't push it over with a bulldozer.
Right.
He said they should blow it up with dynamite.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got news for you. Nobody's going to lay a hand on the statue while I'm here, boy. I'll fight this to the better end. If that highway crew thinks... Oh, look.
Oh, here they come back.
All right, boys, let's knock this old statue over and get it out of here. Bring the bulldozer up, Eddie.
Okay, boss.
I'm sorry, Pop. You folks will have to move your picnic someplace else. We're going to knock this statue down. The new highway's coming through here.
Oh, yeah? Well, I got news for you, Buster. You ain't touching this statue.
How was that?
You tell him, McGee.
This is the United States Army that you're talking to a guy in the uniform of, Bud. So just watch yourself your step.
Oh, come now. I think you're looking for the Panama Canal, Pop.
Oh?
It's down that way, about 900 miles.
Oh, is that...
Oh, my goodness. Just look at that bulldozer, McGee. It's as big as a house.
Well, it don't scare me, Dunn. Don't point that thing at me, Buster.
Come on, beat it, Dad. We got work to do.
I'll go fry a pig. You ain't knocking this statue down while I'm here.
Shut it off a minute, Eddie. Now, look, mister, I don't know what this is all about, but...
Well, I'll tell you what it's all about. This statue is the great Buckshot McGee, pioneer and hero.
Never heard of him.
Ah, he never heard of you either.
He's been dead 90 years. How long you been dead, Buster?
You tell him, McGee.
Yeah, that's Well, heavenly days, where'd the crowd come from? I didn't hear it.
Look, lady, anytime there's a beef, crowds come out of the woodwork.
Ah, that's what we want. Wake up the public sentiment. Rouse the rabble. How about it, rabble? Are you with me?
Oh, for the love of... Eddie, run down to Harry's bar and get the superintendent. Find out if it's illegal to run over this guy with a dozer, because I don't know.
Round one. Ah, never fear, Uncle Buckshot. They shall not pass.
McGee, Mother is proud of you. Standing up to that big bully. Uh-oh. Motorcycle.
Cops? Hey, if that's the cops, McGee, I go stand with the crowd, because I get a wife and kids.
Hey, wait. Hey, it's the old timer. Hi, boy. I'm glad to see you.
Hello there, kids. How's the battle?
Winning so far.
Yeah, where'd you get the motorcycle? Borrow it off of somebody?
No, I borrowed it from under somebody.
Huh?
Girlfriend Bessie.
Oh?
She was going down Oak Street on it, and I just reached out and grabbed the back wheel. Bessie was clean down to 14th Street before she noticed she wasn't riding nothing.
Yeah, but what have you been doing? Did you send the telegrams?
I sure did, son.
Yeah?
I sent one to President Truman.
Oh.
White House, Washington, D.C. Here's the answer.
Yeah, my gosh, give me it.
Oh, my. President Truman at the White House. What does it say?
It says, unknown at this address, try Blair House. And here's another interesting thing for your paper, Bud.
What's that, sir?
Well, Uncle Buckshot McGee was the founder of Denver, Colorado.
Really? He founded Denver?
Yep. He was riding over the top of Pikes Peak one afternoon when he happened to look down and found Denver sitting there with 500,000 people in it. Are you getting this all down for your paper, Bud? Am I going too fast for you?
You are for me, dearie.
Well, I don't want to hurry the press. I know how it is. I went to school with a kid one time that his dad was a newspaper man. You ever hear of a guy named Eddie Vach?
Eddie Vach?
Yeah, his dad writes a column.
Yes, you've heard of Vox Pop, son.
Please, Molly. Please, I'll tell the anecdotes.
I'm sorry.
Uncle Buck was a great hero in the Civil War.
Well, hello, Molly. Hello, pal.
Hello there, Mr. Wilcox.
I'm busy with the press, Junior. Be sure and tell your readers, Bud, that the Pioneer McGee blood flows through my veins.
Yes, sir. Hope you don't get any of it on you.
Hey, this is quite a thing you've got going here, pal. This the statue? Who is it?
Who is it? Look, Junior, you can read all about it in the paper. This is a reporter right here.
Well, I'm not a reporter, sir.
Huh? You said you were working on a paper?
Well, I am. A paper for my psychology exam. I'm calling it Oddballs I've Met. Thank you, sir. This'll get me an A.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, please, my friends, gaze at this noble statue here, this bronze likeness of one of Wistful Vista's early pioneers.
Pour it on, Junior.
Yeah, you tell him, Junior.
There, my friends, was a man who helped to build this nation, a nation where we are free to live as we choose. A land where it is the right of every man to eat his favorite foods, delicious, nourishing foods prepared with pet evaporated milk.
Yeah, how does Sam Hill did he get way over there?
Well, doesn't he always, Ollie?
I say to you, my friends, that when your wife prepares your favorite dishes with pet milk, she's not only giving you added taste and added enjoyment, but she's giving you an added helping of health.
Junior, the statue. Hilo, the statue. Hilo, the statue.
Yeah. Look at that statue, my friends.
That's it.
Look at those piercing eyes, that lean and hungry look. And what is he hungry for? For meat and vegetable dishes, for rich, creamy, smooth gravy, for delicious cream pies made with pet milk.
For the love of pet.
Because pet milk, which is just good, sweet country milk evaporated to double richness, is not only good, it's good for you. Not only that, but when you cook your food...
All right, break it up, break it.
Police, dearie.
There's the guy right over there, officer, holding up construction, tying up the new highway.
Oh, yeah, well, go build your highway someplace else. You ain't going to build it through here.
Now, look here, wise guy. Are you going to come along quietly?
Don't you reach for me.
Take your hands off of him, you big Logan.
Now, look, lady. I got orders from the mayor to bust this up.
Oh, the mayor, eh? All right, Flatfoot. Just one question.
What is it?
You're a city cop, ain't you?
Yes.
So, do you happen to know where the city limits line is?
Certainly.
Yeah.
It's right down toward town there, about 100 yards. And... Whoops.
Aha! To Houché.
Wonderful. He can't arrest you out here, dearie.
Now beat it, stupid. Go soak your head. That goes for your big fat mare, too.
The King's Man and Little David play on your harp.
Oh, little David, 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 little David. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play. God told Moses, oh Lord, go down into Egypt, oh Lord, tell Pharaoh, set my people free, set my people free, set my people, set my people free. There was a pillar of cloud by day, and a pillar of fire by night, and Moses led the way. From the land of Egypt they took flight. Now Pharaoh took his army and the chariots rolled. He caught up with the
the children when, lo and behold, the wind came a-blowing, Lordy, how it blew. The water separated and the children went through. Pharaoh tried to catch them on the farther shore, but the water came together with a mighty roar. Moses and the children, they were safe and free, but Pharaoh drowned in the big Red Sea.
Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your harp, hallelujah, hallelujah. Little David, play on your magic golden harp. Oh, little David, little David,
I heard it. The little guy's a sculptor, and he made the statue to sell it.
No, that isn't it at all. It's an Indian statue from a temple, and it has ruby eyes in it.
Yeah?
My husband listens to all the crime shows, and he recognized it from a description.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, certainly. He says the man there belongs to a gang of jewel thieves.
I'm sorry, lady, but I happen to know the man personally, and you're wrong.
Who asked you?
Yeah, you know the guy?
Oh, very well. His name is McGee, and his wife's name is Molly. I've never met the statue, but I think it...
Boy, oh boy, half the town is out here, Molly. Well, how am I doing, Doc? Got 'em going, haven't I?
Quite a crowd, Dr. Gamble.
Yeah.
Yes, I wish you could have seen the mayor when I left him, Molly.
Yeah?
He was trying to decide whether to have McGee shot or just take the easy way and leap off the city hall.
Well, he don't have to do either. All he's got to do is take this statue of Uncle Buckshot McGee and put it on the city hall lawn where a hero belongs. That's all he's got to do.
So that's your Uncle Buck, is it?
That's him, Doctor.
Ah, dear old Uncle Buckshot. He was the real McGee.
Well, he does have the McGee head, all right.
Big?
No, hard. What does it say on the statue there? Buckshot McGee, erected by the men of his regiment.
Yes, and I'm going to clean the rest of that moss off of it, McGee. There's more engraving on it.
Yeah, we ought to.
Mayor, coming to let me do. Where is it? Ah, there you are. Now look here, McGee. I ought to.
Now, take it easy, Latrivia. You'll bust something.
McGee, this is the end. This is the most ridiculous thing you've ever done.
Well, now, why are you getting...
That's the mayor. He's a personal friend of mine.
No, he don't even know you.
He does, too. Hello, Mayor. Hello there.
Shut up, Wallace.
There, you see?
McGee, this is outrageous. The governor's calling me. The highway department is in a turmoil.
Well, you got it coming.
Look. You take the statue. Huh? I've talked to the highway department.
Yeah?
They're going to deliver it to your house for you. Oh. Set it up in your front yard. Now, how's that?
My own yard. Hey, how about that, Molly?
Well, dearie, I cleaned up the lettering.
Yeah, you hear that, folks? This statue of my great pioneer, Uncle Buckshot McGee, the great Civil War hero, is going up in the front yard of our ancestral home at 79 Wistful Vista. Yeah, how about that?
Now, if you'll just send this crowd home and let the highway department get back to work.
You folks can come by there any time you want to and admire it for a very nominal fee.
McGee, I think you ought to...
Now, gather around now, folks, and we'll read the record of this great hero's exploits. My own Uncle Buckshot McGee, a true McGee. Let's see, what does it say there? This statue, erected by the men of the 43rd Volunteers.
McGee,
as an example, so the world may never forget the memory of Buckshot McGee.
Sounds like a real hero.
But, McGee...
Quiet, Molly. Who joined his regiment with but one purpose in mind.
Dearie, please.
One purpose in mind. To steal their horses. Huh?
I tried to tell you.
Read the rest of it.
Born in 1831, hung in 1864.
A real McGee.
Fibber and Molly return in a moment. Women are wonderful, aren't they? A man might go into a store and get confused by all the different brands there are to choose from, but not a woman. When it's milk she wants, for instance, without hesitating, she reaches for Pet evaporated milk. She knows by experience that no brand of milk, no brand, is better than Pet milk. Why, it's Pet milk that helps her youngsters grow strong and sturdy. It's Pet milk that helps her make so many of the delicious foods her husband and youngsters enjoy so much. The good meat and vegetable dishes, the wonderful scalloped potatoes, the good creamy, smooth gravy and sauces, the delicious cream pies, and dozens of other family favorites. Yes, a woman knows that Pet evaporated milk isn't a milk substitute. It's good, sweet country milk concentrated to double richness by evaporation. And because 1 cup of Pet milk makes 2 cups of rich whole milk just by adding water, she knows she's getting more for her money when she gets Pet. So, you men who help with the family food shopping, take a tip from your wives. And when that shopping list says milk, don't take any chances. Reach for Pet evaporated milk.
Gee, Molly, how can I ever face people again?
Now, don't you fret.
My own uncle, a horse thief.
Well, it isn't your fault. Besides, everybody thought it was very nice when you donated his statue to the scrap drive, sweetheart. The government can use that.
Yeah, there must be about a ton of bronze in that thing at that.
Of course.
Yeah.
So you see, Uncle Buck did turn out to be a patriot after all, even if they do have to melt him down to get it. I'll get it. Hello? Oh, yes. What? Concrete? With bronze paint on it? Oh.
Who was it, kiddo?
Nothing. Skip it.
Good night.
Good night, all.
The first evaporated milk, Pet milk, brings you Fibber, McGee, and Molly each week at this time. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you?
Hi-ho, fellas. I had a quick question. I wanted to know if I could get you guys' input on this. Clyde and I were running into a bit of a problem here. We just wanted some advice.
Sorry, but no, you cannot get our advice on this. We will not be offering it today.
So our issue here is that
you're still talking. Cool.
What we want to do is run this for full time, make this like a permanent job, like, cause this kind of thing, you can't just like part-time slipshod willy-nilly try to handle such a massive undertaking as organizing these cryptid hunters into a coherent group. So really what we want to do is get on this full time, and we were wondering if there was like a government program somewhere that would enable us to take up moderation as like a job, if we could just get paid to moderate our forum.
You want to be an online moderator as a full-time job?
Yeah, I don't see the issue there. Moderation, you guys, is what makes this society go round. We would devolve into chaos and lawlessness and man's inhumanity to man if there weren't moderators on forums to keep everyone straight, to keep the engines of democracy humming.
Moderation is really the only thing that separates us from the cryptic beasts that we're trying to discover.
That is a very profound point.
Astute observation. Who are the real monsters? I just a question I'd like to pose.
What do you think the going rate is these days? Like $24 an hour?
And I don't think the government would be paying you to moderate your own forum.
Hey, it's a new world, guys. Digital economy. You gotta adapt or get left behind. Learn the code, I say. Learn the code.
Well, while you sort that out, we're gonna play some suspense here. Some suspense. Some suspense. I'm developing a lisp. Some suspense. Anyway, here we go.
Now, the Roma Wine Company of Fresno, California presents
Roma Wines bring you Mr. Lee Bowman as star of I Won't Take a Minute, a suspense play produced, edited, and directed for Roma Wines by William Spear.
Suspense, radio's outstanding theater of thrills, is presented for your enjoyment by Roma Wines. That's R-O-M-A, Roma Wines. Those excellent California wines that can add so much pleasantness to the way you live, to your happiness and entertaining guests, to your enjoyment of everyday meals. Yes, right now a glassful would be very pleasant as Roma Wines bring you Mr. Lee Bowman in a remarkable tale of suspense.
She was very good to look at, which is why I waited till I was 25 and met her. Here's how she went. First, a lot of gold all beaten up into a froth and poured over her head and allowed to set there in crinkly little curls. Blue eyes and a mouth with real lines. And in addition, well, she had everything just about right. And believe me, I was going to throw away the sales slip and not return the merchandise once it got to my house. That's why I nearly went nuts every evening waiting for her to come out of the building where she worked. She was always the last one out, and this particular evening she was later than usual. It got dark. The streetlights came on, and the rush hour was over before she put in an appearance.
Kenny? Oh, gee, Kenny, I'm sorry. You've been waiting long?
Oh, no. I just nearly got run in for picketing the place, that's all.
I hurried all I could. Please don't be mad at me, Kenny.
I'm not mad at you. That slave driver you worked for. Why do you always have to be the last one out?
Oh, it's only for another week.
Yeah. Come on, let's go.
I got to deliver this package on the way home for his nib.
But you're not going home. We're going to Philharmonic. Thursday, remember?
Oh, it won't take any time at all, honey. It's just around the corner. 415 Martine Street.
Okay. That guy nerves me up, making you play messenger girl after hours.
Oh, let's don't talk about Mr. Heston. Let's talk about us. Been counting the days?
All day. 13 left.
And a half. Don't forget the half if it's to be a noon wedding.
Why all the fuss about the half?
Oh, I don't like 13 by itself. I'll be glad when it's tomorrow and only 12 days left.
Gee, you're cute. The more I know you, the cuter you get.
I bet you won't say that a year from now. You'll be calling me your old lady then.
You'll always be Steffi to me. Just Steffi.
Not even Stephanie?
No, too sophisticated, too foreign sounding. Steffi, that's you. Hey, what number are you supposed to deliver that package to?
415. This must be it.
What a dump. Your boss have many customers in dumps like this?
I don't know. Hold a match for me, will you, Kenny? Can't see the name.
There, that's better.
Yeah, But I still don't see.
What was the name?
Muller, apartment 4B. Oh, here it is. Name card's fallen out of the slit and gotten lost. No wonder I couldn't find it.
Maybe they're not home.
I'll ring it again. There it is.
I don't like those automatic door latches. You never know who's up there.
Oh, don't be silly. Wait here, honey. I won't take a minute.
I never timed a cigarette. I suppose they take around 5 minutes. This one seemed to take longer, but then, look who I was waiting for. I punched it out with my foot and lit another. I thought, won't take a minute. Yeah, I might have known it. I thought, what's she doing, saying a T up there? I counted my change just to give myself something to do. I took off my hat and looked it over like I'd never seen it before. 5 cigarettes later, she still hadn't come back. Things happened. Nothing much. Little things that were to last so long. A stout lady in a ratty-looking fur coat came in holding some candy in one hand and a little boy by the other.
Oh, you shut up or I'll smack you good.
I'll carve your head and put it in the garbage can.
Now, Dwighty, I don't want to hear another word. If you don't hush up, I'll...
After they'd gone, more waiting started in. I commenced tracing patterns with my feet. Circles, diagonals, Maltese crosses. Finally, I got fed up. I stepped over to the bell panel, picked out 4B, and nearly sent the button through to the other side of the wall. I could hear it ringing away off somewhere. Quiet house. Too quiet. I leaned on the bell till my thumb joint got all white down to my wrist. Then something did happen. I heard the door of the automatic elevator open.
I waited, nonchalant-like, filing my fingernails. I thought I'd play a little hurt when she arrived. I could see it was her, all right, walking toward me. She opened the door and then walked past me like she never saw me before. I let her go on. Figured she'd turn around by the time she got to the door. But no. Steffi. Hey, Steffi, wait. Steffi. Hey, Steffi, what's the big idea?
I beg your pardon.
Oh, I thought you were... I mean, you're dressed just like...
I would advise you to be sure to whom you are talking before you go to grab a strange girl by the coat.
Oh, no kidding. You look a lot like her, even the clothes. That little tam and the red shoes.
Really, I don't find this amusing.
Okay, sister, pardon me for living.
Next time, make sure it's one of the girls that live here.
It was a shock. I didn't like the looks of the place from the beginning. Up to then, I was just sore. Now I began to get scared. Maybe there's some guy up there trying to get funny with her, I thought. I better get up there fast and find out what this is. So I laid my hand flat over all the bells in the place so somebody'd open up. Now open up in there. Open up or I'll bust the door down. Do you hear me? Steffi, are you in there, honey? Baby, why don't you say something?
Yeah, what's this?
Oh, that's what I want to know. Who are you?
Building superintendent.
You got a pass key to this flat?
I have. What do you want in there?
My girl. She took a package up. I've been waiting for her downstairs. I don't know how long. She never came down again. Now they won't answer the bell.
No, wait a minute, young fella. She couldn't be in this flat.
Oh, don't try to tell me.
Hey, don't you try to tell me. I say she couldn't be.
Why?
I'll show you why.
Hey.
Now, you see why?
It's empty.
Empty.
Nobody lives here. But there was someone here a while ago. She rang the bell and they let her in.
Mister, this place ain't been rented for 6 months.
Listen, she came in here, I tell you.
Yeah. Maybe you and the little girl had a quarrel, eh? Maybe she figured to play a little joke on you. Give you the slip.
We never had any quarrel. We're getting married.
Why don't you go to her place? You'll probably find her there.
Well, she didn't come out again, I tell you. I was there at the door the whole time. What about the back way? Is there a back way out?
Not a back way. There's a delivery entrance, but that goes right past my quarters. Nobody went out that way.
Muller. The name was Muller. Well, if he doesn't live in 4B, where does he live?
Muller. Huh. We never had anyone with that name in the whole 12 years I've been working here.
For Suspense, Roma Wines are bringing you as star Mr. Lee Bowman in I Won't Take a Minute. Roma Wines' presentation tonight in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Between the acts of Suspense, this is Truman Bradley for Roma Wines. In the hurried, hectic shopping weeks between now and Christmas, there will be many a night when you'll be glad to relax in the warmth and comfort of your own home. And what more delightful way to enjoy a quiet, restful evening than with a glassful of Roma California Muscatel and nuts or cake. You'll thoroughly enjoy this magnificent Roma wine, so tempting with the distinctive fragrance of the world-famous Muscat grape, with its rich, mellow sweetness, its glowing golden fire. Roma Muscatel is delightful with desserts, too. Famed hostess Elsa Maxwell says, Roma Muscatel is a sure to please, easy to serve entertainment wine when guests drop in. Like all Roma wines, Roma Muscatel is a true wine, crushed from selected grapes, unhurriedly guided to taste perfection by age-old winemaking skill. And Roma's new low prices save you as much as 1/4. Get Roma Muscatel tomorrow. Insist on Roma, R-O-M-A, for uniformly fine wine quality at low cost. That's why more Americans enjoy Roma than any other wine.
And now, Roma Wines bring back to our Hollywood soundstage Lee Bowman as Kenny in Cornell Woolrich's story of a vanishing lady, I Won't Take a Minute. A play well calculated to keep you in suspense.
cop on the beat was a nice guy. He rang every bell in every flat of the building and questioned the occupants. No one had heard anything. No one had seen her. Finally, a single plainclothes man was dropped off at the door. Lieutenant Gilman. He kept calling me Bud. He looked around the empty flat, and then he looked at me.
Bud, there's nothing to show that this girl or anyone else came in here.
I tell you, she rang the bell of this flat, and someone released the door catch for her from up here.
All right. Assuming she got in here, how'd she get out?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the fire escape.
Look at those windows. Look at the dust on these frames. A person can't move in a place like this without it showing.
Listen, don't do this to me, will you? You make it sound like she didn't come here with me at all.
That's what it does sound like, Bud.
Look, I was taking her to the concert tonight. We go every Thursday. Here's our ticket.
I think we better build this thing from the ground up and see what we've got. Now, what's this girl's name?
Stephanie. Stephanie Riska.
Address?
120 Farragut.
Uh-huh. What's she look like?
Well, she comes up to about here next to me. Blonde, little curls close to her head, blue eyes. I'm no good at description.
Don't let it get you, Bud.
I'm not scared because she's gone. I'm scared because she's gone in such a crazy way. I can't get a grip on it.
Now, you say you met her at 6:15 outside the Bailey Goodwin building with a package to be delivered here. Who'd she work for?
A press clipping service. The Green Star, it's called. It's operated by a guy named Hessen.
Big outfit?
Just him and a secretary and an office boy. She was getting 22 a week.
All right, Bud. You've given me something definite. We'll do some checking. But first of all, we go back to the place she worked. What a telephone booth.
She told me the place was small, but I never figured on this, not even a window.
All right. Let's have a look. Desk. Filing cabinet. Yeah, clippings. Well, so far your story checks. Except for one thing.
What's that?
There's no file for anyone named Muller.
Oh.
This must be her desk.
Yeah.
Shears. Glue, clips. Not much of a personal touch here, not even a hair tip. Uh-oh.
Find something?
Nothing special.
Well, you found something there. I saw you drop it in an envelope and stick it in your pocket.
Listen, Bud, who's running this investigation, you or me?
Sorry. You, I guess.
Okay, let's keep it that way.
Our next stop was one of those bungalow-type places in the outskirts. That was where Hessen lived, the guy she worked for.
Oh, good evening. Good evening. You Mr. Hessen?
That's right.
I'm from police headquarters. May I come in?
Oh, why, certainly. Won't you sit down, gentlemen?
We won't take up much of your time, sir. First of all, do you know anyone named Muller at 415 Martine Street?
No, I don't know anyone by that name. I think we have a Miller. Mrs. Elsie Miller on our list, who divorces and marries quite frequently. Will that do? She owes us $29.
You didn't send a package over to Muller, apartment 4B, 415 Martine Street at 6:15 this evening?
No, I'm sure I didn't. But wait a minute. It's easy enough to confirm that. Oh, Stephanie.
Steffi.
Did you call me, Mr. Hessen?
Yes, my dear. Oh, this is my assistant gentleman, Miss Stephanie Riska.
That isn't Steffi. She's calling somebody else by her name.
My dear young man.
I don't understand.
She came out of that building while I was waiting. I spoke to her.
We'll discuss that later. Now then, miss, how long have you been working for Mr. Hessen?
Since October of last year. About 8 months now.
And your name is Stephanie Riska?
Why, yes, of course.
Have you any identification on you?
I don't know. Maybe there's something here in my handbag.
You mind if I look?
It's all right, my dear. He's from the police.
Oh, well, in that case.
Thank you.
Listen, I don't know what these two are trying to pull, but she's not Steffi. You've got to believe me. She came out of that building dressed like Steffi. The way Steffi was dressed when she went in.
Stop that, will you? Thank you, Miss Riska. I'm sorry to inconvenience.
It's quite all right.
I noticed you have quite a supply of chewing gum there. That's hard to get these days.
I make a hobby of it. Have some?
Oh, thanks. My mouth's kind of dry. Well, Mr. Hessen...
Oh, it's quite all right. I don't know what this young man has got himself mixed up in, but if we were able to help...
Oh, you did help a lot, sir. Now, come along, Bud. I've got some more checking to do. This time, it's on you. Okay, Bud, now stop talking. Spill it. What's your pitch?
I told you the truth. That girl wasn't Steffi. I never saw her before.
Was the man Hessen?
Oh, he looked just like him.
This girl of yours, what kind of gum did she chew?
She didn't chew gum. She hated it.
You asked me what it was I picked up back there in the office. Well, here's what it was. A wad of gum stuck under the edge of the desk. That girl back there at Hessen's place belongs in that office, Bud. She had a letter addressed to herself in that handbag and her initials on the outside of it. It wasn't a new one and it wasn't fake. What's your racket, Bud? Are you a pushover for mental observation? Or did you do something to some little blonde, blue-eyed number, and are you trying to pass the buck before we even found out about it?
I don't know. Maybe I am nuts. Things like this... Well, things like this just don't happen. They can't. One minute she walks into a building...
You haven't produced a single person all evening long that actually laid eyes on this girl of yours. Where's her folks? Where'd she come from?
Wisconsin, I think. Her folks are all dead.
I thought so. Well, I'll give you one more spin for your money, Bud. You stand or fall by the place you say she lived. Have you been there?
Yes.
Could you describe it?
Okay. Sticking in the mirror of the dresser, she's got a litho of the Holy Mother. On the radiator, she's got a rag doll that I won for her at Coney Island. On a little shelf against the wall, she's got a gas ring with a tube running up to the jet. From the light fixture to the jet, there's a string attached. And she'll have stockings hanging there to dry. Are you listening?
Yeah, go on.
Will you remember those things?
Yeah, Bud. We'll see. Now listen, Bud. Get this straight. I don't want one word out of you the whole time we're here, you hear?
I won't say a word. So help me.
Yes?
You got a girl named Stephanie Risker living here?
Second floor front. She ain't home now.
I'm from the police. I think you better let us in.
Oh, well, certainly.
Let's see her room, please.
Yeah, follow me. She's a nice, clean roomer. I'd hate to lose her. I hope she's not in any trouble.
No trouble.
Now, Gilman, right over there. Hey, it's changed. They've changed it all around.
Shut up. Has she always had it fixed this way, ma'am?
Well, since the first day she's here. Only one thing I got to complain about. There it is again, chewing gum. She leaves it all over.
Let's see that. I thought so. Exhibit C, Bud. Same as the other two. She belongs in that office and she belongs in this room.
Look out. You better hold your friend.
Let him fold. This isn't anything to the falls he's going to be taking 5 or 10 minutes from now.
What'd he do? Murder her?
Not her, but I've got a good hunch he murdered someone and picked the wrong number and name out of a hat.
I didn't hear any more they said while we were going down the stairs. The light bulbs in the place were doing funny things, turning red, spinning around in spirals. I was still on my feet, but I suppose you'd notice it. The spinning didn't stop till we got to the foot of the stairs. The thing that stopped it was an umbrella stand beside the front door. It had a knotty walking stick jutting up out of it. I grabbed it in my free hand as he walked me past it.
Watch out, Lieutenant. He's going to...
Hey, you!
I didn't stop to investigate whether I'd killed him or only knocked him out. I was a block down the street before the landlady could open her mouth to scream. I made for the Martine Street flat. That was instinctive. The place I'd last seen her, calling me back. When I got there, I ganged up on the janitor's bell and waited 1,000 years.
Oh, it's you again. What is it? Didn't you find her yet? What happened to that detective fella that was with you?
He sent me back to take another look. You don't have to come up. Just give me the pass key.
All right, son. Come on in.
My head was still spinning when I let myself in at the door of apartment 4B. I don't know what I was looking for. Some clue, I guess. Some magic clue that would pop up and give her back to me. I tested the walls for secret panels. What a laugh, and a $50 a month flat. I dug out plaster with my bare nails, cased the cracks between the floorboards. I'd been there about 10 minutes when I heard steps coming up the hall. I held my breath.
All right, Sonny. Come out of there with your hands up or I come in shoot.
Give me a minute, please. 1 minute. Maybe I'll find it.
Find what?
Please, 1 minute.
If you want out of there by the time I count 10, I come in shoot. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
1, 2, 3.
I didn't stop to think. I crossed the room and threw open the window. The one that opened on the fire escape. Down looked too far, so I started climbing.
Hey! Come down out there, you! I'll break every bone in your body. You won't live to get into headquarters.
I didn't yell back at him. I was saving my breath.
Come on, after him. Keep that light on him.
On the roof, I took a quick look both directions. There was about a yard-high partition wall dividing it from the next roof over. But before I could get it...
Hold the fire. He won't make it. Keep that light focused on his eyes. He may be fainting.
I think I busted my leg.
Yeah? Well, let's see. Now, just bark your shin a little. Oh, wait till I finish with you, wise guy.
Oh, what are you waiting for? Go ahead. You promised me a beating. Go ahead.
Don't you worry. Hey, where did that come from?
What?
That package there beside you.
Package? Package. That's it. The package you took inside with her.
Hold that light steady.
What's in it? What is it?
Newspapers. Newspapers. It's a dummy.
Look, those papers. They've had stuff clipped out of them. That proves they came from Hessen's clipping agency. Well, doesn't it?
Someone did bring a package here tonight. Oh, what a sap I've been. I kept thinking about that room. She was never in that room. I was right about that. They must have grabbed her in the hall and taken her straight up here to the roof through the skylight.
But why?
I don't know. Maybe that steel-plated landlady knows, and if she does, she's going to talk and talk fast. All right, Grandma, come on, spill it.
You can't scare me. I've got bigger men than you on my side.
What do you mean, your side?
Wouldn't you like to know? All I have to do is make one telephone call. I have the number right here.
Let's see that number.
Take it. Call it yourself.
Who gave you that number?
Ask me no questions. I'll tell you no lies.
Who gave you this number?
The FBI man who was here. Now you know who I'm working for. Go ahead. Call the number.
Oh, I get it. Tell me, Grandma, what did this FBI man look like? All right, I'll tell you. All you have to do is say yes or no. The guy's about my height, bald, wears pinch glasses, right?
Maybe.
He got you to work with him so this woman he described as one of his agents could step into the identity of this Stephanie Risker, right?
You seem to know all about it.
I know more than that. He wasn't an FBI man, and the girl who took Stephanie Risker's place was not a federal agent.
Well, then who was he?
I'm not sure, Grandma, but I've got a hunch. Calhoun!
Yo!
Calhoun, get out to Heston's place, Myrtle Avenue, fast, and keep it spotted till we get there.
Gilman. Do you think she's already...
I don't know. Keep your fingers crossed, Bud, and pray. Where are they? I told them to keep this house covered.
Gone. Nobody here.
Yeah. Hey, douse that light, douse it. Stand back against the wall. Somebody's coming.
Gilman, you in here?
Calhoun, what's the big idea? I told you to keep this place spotted. Now they're gone.
I tailed them. They piled into a car, locked up the house, and left.
Where to?
Pier 7, North River. They got in some kind of a fuzzy tramp steamer and it shoved off in less than a quarter of an hour. I tried to reach her.
Was the other girl with him?
No, 2 men and a stringy blonde they call Alger. That's all.
Too late. We're too late.
We can pull them off at quarantine. I'll make them talk. Come on, let's get out of here and get some fresh air.
Thanks, don't it?
Yeah. Smells like they'd had the place fumigated or something. Hey.
What's the matter?
That smell. That's gasoline.
Gasoline?
I hear something. A clock.
The basement. Come on. Yeah, she's down here, all right. Go back upstairs, Bud. I'll bring her up.
Tell me now. Don't wait till you get her.
Yes, she's alive. Come on, get her out of here. Don't you hear that ticking?
I better wet that bomb.
Come back here, Calhoun. You'll never make it. That bomb will blow you. She'll be around a second or two.
How's Calhoun?
Burned pretty bad. It was an incendiary.
Kenny.
Oh, baby, it's okay.
Sure. Everything's okay now, Steffi.
Who are you?
This is Lieutenant Gilman. We owe a lot to him, Steffi.
Thanks, Lieutenant Gilman.
I'm just a dumb flatfoot, Steffi. And I had to be conked over the head before I got wise to what was going on. Even then, I didn't figure it right. I figured Hessen and his pals were a bunch of spies or something.
Well, weren't they?
Well, Hessen became an American citizen in 1929, and up to now, his record's absolutely clean.
Oh, I'm glad of that. I'd hate to be working for a spy.
But I don't get it. Why did they want Steffi out of the way?
That was Olga's doing, the girl who was impersonating you, Steffi. You see, she's Hessen's sister. She's a fugitive from a couple of war crimes and figured the least her brother could do for her was to furnish her with a nice, clean nationality. Their original plan was to bump Steffi off in that empty flat and leave her there without anything to identify her. Only they figured on her coming there alone. There was no time to work out a plan on the spot, so they scrammed over the roof, taking Steffi with them.
Hey, Gilman, we're due at headquarters. You coming?
Yeah, right away. Well, I gotta go, kid.
Thanks, Gilman. Thanks for everything.
I'm glad to help you out. Hey, and another thing, Bud, you weren't lying about. She is pretty.
No hard feelings? I mean, about me hitting you over the head?
Oh, say, I almost forgot. Something I meant to give you before we say goodnight.
Oh, you've done enough.
Oh, that's what you think.
It was a while before I knew what hit me. Felt like a cement mixer. When my head cleared, Steffi and I had changed roles. She was the one bending over me.
And he said to tell you no hard feelings, but when anyone socks Dick Gilman with a walking stick, they get socked back, even if they're the best of friends.
He said that, did he?
Does it still hurt?
I'm still seeing stars.
Oh, gee, Kenny, I'm sorry.
I don't care. I'm seeing you, too.
Listen, it's midnight.
Yeah. Only 12 days to the wedding now, baby. We've licked the 13th.
Roma Wines have brought you Lee Bowman as star of I Won't Take a Minute. Tonight's study in Suspense.
This is Truman Bradley for Roma Wines, the sponsor of Suspense. This year, you're probably having difficulty finding the Christmas gifts you want. Why not solve your gift problems with famous Roma Wines? You flatter your friends, save both time and money shopping. Roma offers you a full selection of choice California wines. For entertaining, Roma Sherry, Port, Muscatel, or Tokay. For added mealtime enjoyment, red, robust Roma Burgundy or delicate pale gold Sauterne. For happy occasions that demand the best, sparkling, unforgettable Roma Champagne. Each of these fine Roma wines is a true wine, each a superb, unhurriedly perfected masterpiece of the vintner's ancient art. Delight your friends this Christmas with gifts of Roma wines. Give one bottle, several, or a case. Remember, more Americans enjoy Roma than any other wine. And Roma wines now offer you the same uniformly fine quality at the lowest prices in years. Insist on Roma, R-O-M-A, fine Roma wines for good living, good giving this Christmas.
Lee Bowman appeared through the courtesy of Columbia Pictures and will soon be seen co-starring with Rosalind Russell in their production, She Wouldn't Say Yes. Next Thursday, same time, Roma Wines will bring you Mr. Robert Taylor as star of Suspense, radio's outstanding theater of thrills.
Presented by Roma Wines, R-O-M-A, made in California for enjoyment throughout the world.
All right, now, Mondo, are you sure you have what it takes to be a fair-handed, even-tempered arbiter of the discussions that will be happening on this forum?
Excuse me. That was one of me top 25 hot dogs me have ever had. Like, at least. We can handle the duties of moderation as if it was me own form that me had created with me own sweat and blood and sweat.
Mondo-ration, you might call it.
What did you just say?
Mondo-ration, like moderation and Mondo. Cause
what this a joke to you? Is this a joke to you? You're making fun of this?
No, I was just making a play on your name with.
Listen here, little man. Moderation is what makes the engine of democracy hum. You can do besmirch and belittle the brave and valiant contributions that moderators make to the online sphere. You is trampling the flag of the country that you claim to love. What kind of monster? What kind of inhumane? Hurry! Me got to leave. Me got to step outside. Me will go for a jog, collect myself, maybe dive into a snowbank or two, but me cannot look at this man any longer. Me will be back when the blood pressure has calmed down.
I trained him well.
It's a good thing I didn't say for the monster forum, you could call yourself Monster Raiders. That's...
McLean, it's probably best not to involve yourself in these pursuits. These online groups get a little touchy if you haven't noticed. So let's just back away, maybe. Just
For
walk
good
away.
reason. This is serious business.
I'm not denying that at all, Clyde. Not at all.
Yeah, I've had a bit of experience moderating myself. As a matter of fact, for the past 17 years, I've been moderator over at the Book Whiskey forums.
Book whiskey forums, like an online community about making book whiskey.
Whoa, we don't actually encourage making or distilling any spirits from the printed materials. We just discuss the topic. We don't actually encourage distilling spirits, as that would be illegal.
Yeah, hey, does the name Willie Huckster ring a bell to you?
Oh, you mean Free Willie 928, one of the most prominent members of our forum? Of course I know him.
Yeah,
very well, as a matter of fact. He's a pioneer in the field. Well, the field of talking about book whiskey, of course, not making it.
Yeah, somehow I kind of figured you two might know each other.
We've been looking for Free Willy 928 for a while. I don't suppose you know where to find him.
No. The man has several VPNs up, protecting his privacy, and he usually logs on to the local library computers anyway, so it's hard to really track him down. But I suppose I can try to get in touch with him if you really need to see him. Is this about maybe like a purchase?
Yeah. If you could get on that, we would be very indebted to you, because we really like to talk to that guy. In the meantime, folks.
Yeah, love him to death. We just have a few words we'd like to exchange with him.
Yeah, exactly. Few words, maybe a fist or two. In the meantime, folks, until next week, this has been Yesterday Today, signing off.
Okay, be back. Is the bigot gone?